Hello, 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 everybody. It is your girl, Jocelyn Williams, and welcome to today's live stream. I wanted to come to you today and talk about 5 strategies that you can use to crush your goals in 2019 and beyond. Everybody is super excited about 2019. Christmas is Tuesday. People are so excited to be on break. They're excited to see their kids and their family members. They're to share gifts. Everything is just super excited. And then a year later, it's New Year's. So in a little less than a week and a half, we're going to be going into 2019. And what does that mean? People have set New Year's resolutions and goals. Now, I want to share with you 5 strategies that will stop the cycle that I see most people do, and I'm guilty of it too. And that's creating goals that we are always creating the same goal every year because we never achieve it because life happens or we lose momentum, motivation. We kind of throw it to the side, play with little things here and there. And then we'll always say, you know what? This year was just bad. So we're going to go full force in the next year, right? So I want that to end. I want to give you 5 ways that even if you have goals for 2020 or 2040, this will help you achieve them every single time. So before we begin, for those new people that are here, you never seen me before, hi, go ahead and follow my page. Click the notification button so you never miss my lives and the content that I share with you. I am Jocelyn Williams, aka the Goddess of Manifestation. I'm a self-love coach and a life strategist, and I teach women how to create the life that they truly desire by operating in the power of self-love and self-care. I'm also the founder of the Crystal Clarity Society, my newest online community for like-minded women who are ready to learn how to live a holistically healthy life. So in the Crystal Clarity Society, we discuss things under the topics of spirituality, finances, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your financial. So the same thing, financial health. If you want to know anything about the Crystal Clarity Society, click the link below this video. As well, if you want to know more about my products and services, because I do offer strategy sessions as well as one-on-one personal coaching. You can find that in the link below at goddessofmanifestation.com. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Yay! Because I am tired. I have my notes here, so if you see me looking down, that's why, because I do not want to leave out anything that will help you. So strategy number 1. I hope you're ready. If you're not, hurry. Go get a pen, paper. If you have your phone, tablet, open up your notepad so you can type your notes. Share this video out to anybody that this may help for the new year. So, strategy number 1, fully understand your why. I have witnessed, I have talked to people and worked with people that a lot of times the reason why your goals are not being achieved or you don't really have the passion to continue with your goal, to continue on with your goals after you start working on them, is because your why wasn't valuable enough to you. Your why was because you saw somebody else do something and it looked great. And you was like, if they did it, I can do it too. And then you did it and you didn't know the work or the steps you needed to take or the people you needed in your life in order to achieve it. And it wasn't so grand anymore. So I see people, they'll see, people show receipts about how much money they made in a month or how much money they showed somebody else to make in a month, or they use this product, or gosh, they started off looking like this and look at their body now, or girl, look at the makeup she's selling, look how much she sold. And then it's like, that's what I want. And then you say, I'm going to do that for the new year. And before you know it, February comes, you haven't made any money, or you spent too much money and you lost money trying to build somebody else's dream. And it's just that subtle. We do not realize a lot of times we're creating goals, building other people's dreams, especially as adults. Now, everybody's not like this, but I know I went through this. growing up, I wanted to make my family proud. I did things that my mom either told me or I saw on TV. I'm an 80s baby, so it's the Cosby Show, Different World, you know, historically black colleges, sororities, and it was like, oh, I want to do that. And it was about finishing school, going to college, graduating, getting a good job, getting a good home, getting a nice car, getting a man. You lived a good life. Girl, bye. Now, at 30, I'm just like, is that what I really wanted? That didn't really make me happy. So a lot of us are in that place. Like, we build a life according to what other people wanted us to have. And now that we're older, it's like, okay, I want something different. But then you'll see other people and you'll say, I want that. And you're really doing the same thing. You're just doing it in a different way. So figure out what your why is. Your why will take a lot of thought-provoking, inner digging of what's on the inside of you, figuring out what's going on in your life and what you need in your life to make you a better person. And I actually have a goal planner and a goal journal that will help you with that. And if you want to see that product, click the link below for the Goddess of Manifestation shop. In the goal setting journal, I have prompts and thought-provoking questions that you can answer that kind of pulls out of your mind and out of your heart what's going on, what is it that you really want, things that has helped you before in the past to achieve goals. Because what happens a lot of time, we achieve the goals and we kind of forget, what was my attitude? What was my energy? What was my mindset when I achieved those goals? We'll lose them sometimes, especially if you had moments that you didn't set any goals. So now you're trying to set them and you're like, man, I can't find any motivation, or what did I do before? That goal journal will help you with that. And the next step would be, so number one, we talked about the why. You're going to figure out why it is that you want this goal before you create it. And make sure it's coming from you and not what other people are doing, because it puts more value. You're more personal with the goal if you realize what it is that you need. To number two, how does this fit into your life? To figure out how it fits into your life, you need to first assess your life presently. So one, people are sometimes creating goals according to other people's dreams. But two, they don't take the time to figure out what is going on in my life and do I have everything that it takes to achieve the goal that I'm creating. And I'll share with you what that means. So a lot of times, well, all the time, when you set a goal, it requires time. It requires time, physical effort, mental, emotional effort, spiritual effort, financial effort for you to set goals. Sometimes we have big goals. They may or may not be realistic. That's a whole nother video. However, it doesn't mean that these are not achievable goals if they're big, but it might take you a little longer to achieve because of the status of your life right now. And that you may have to address what's going on in your life right now and start working on those areas before you move forward to working towards your goal. Or if you have it in place, you can be prepared and working on those, or either figuring out how that will bring obstacles in your goal setting journey, so you'll be prepared for what to do when that comes. I brought up finances. So a lot of times people are setting goals that require either no money or hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to achieve. That could be starting a business. Some people need a lot of capital for the goal that they strive for. And that could be from buying products or services like coaches or assistants or things of that nature. Having staff or people on your team. Your goal could be to lose weight. That might require you to get more healthier foods, organic foods, new clothes. If you're good at the goals and you've been eating right and exercising right, you're going to be losing weight. Your body's going to change. You're going to need new clothes. So the purchasing of new clothes, and like I said, it could be nutritionists, the food. It could be a personal trainer that's not free. It could be a new membership or new equipment in your house if you don't want to do a monthly membership. All these things you have to put in play. It could be purchasing a home. Excuse me. You might need like a down payment for a home if you don't meet any first-time buyer programs. It could be that you need to be prepared for like lawn service for your home. If you didn't buy a new built home, it could be you need to do some repairs when you move into this house. All these things go into play that people don't think about. And then they go head first and they're like, oh, I got a little reserve. Because some people do save up money and they realize they go through that money quickly the first month or two because they just thought what they had was enough and they didn't research exactly how much you need in order to start putting this into play before you start making money or getting your house or things of that nature. So the next thing is time management. A lot of us are already, well, not me, but a lot of people are overworked and overstressed already. Their day-to-day activities is like from sun up to sundown. In some kind of way, they set a goal, but they're going to have to work at it. If not every day, a couple of days a week, and they barely have time for the necessities of life. Especially if you work a 9 to 5, you got to ask for time off. You might have kids, so you have doctor's appointments. Work in general for most people can be all day. You might have doctor's appointments for your kids or your spouse. You will have extracurricular activities for kids. You might have to help with homework. You might have a second job. All of these things you need to consider before adding more stress. I'm old school, so I use my calendar. Thank God for calendars on the phone, and I have a planner. Everything goes on one calendar. Even if I have different journals and different planners for different things, I put them all on one because I need to see my entire life and what's going on. So from the doctor's appointments, what's going on with my child, classes I'm taking, meetings I'm having, what time I'm going to be working on the things, building my business, all of these things, I have to see it so I don't overextend myself. Extracurricular activities, self-care. I schedule my self-care. People put that to the wayside. They'll say things like, oh, when I achieve my goal, I can rest then. That works for some people, I guess. But that causes burnout. You hear people talk about burnout, and then they'll think they have burnout. They need to decrease their work. And that's true, but they should have first scheduled self-care, time to their self to enjoy life. That's the whole point, to enjoy life. You're trying to make your life better with your goals. So time management, writing down everything, looking at your life, seeing what you can do right now. And some of those goals might have to be later goals. You have to break them down in order to have time to work on your goal, and that you're not overstressed, or you're doubtful about what's going on. You just didn't make enough time for it. So we talked about finances and your time management, your health. Now, if your goal is to lose weight, get in better shape, whatever, you might be working on being more healthy overall, you need to figure out what's the baseline of your health now. You really, really, truly do not know what you need to change on the journey of being healthy without knowing your baseline. A lot of people just say, oh, I'm obese or I'm too big for my size. I just need to be smaller. Okay. But you might not be able to lose this quick weight that you want to lose. Like, I've heard people sometimes, I want to lose 150 pounds in 4 months. I mean, it's doable, I guess. I've seen people do it. However, your body is a big system. I'm telling you stuff because I know it, because my degree is in nursing. Your heart gets accustomed to certain things. Your circulatory system gets accustomed to certain things. And if you rapidly lose stuff, your body and circulatory system is like, what the heck is going on? You're stressing this. And to the average person, it's like, I'm getting healthy because I'm getting smaller. Smaller does not necessarily equate more healthy. I've seen some very unhealthy, skinny people because they didn't go about their health in the right way. So if you have any goals at all for health-wise, go to the doctor. See what your base vitals are. Like, what's your health in general? What are vital signs? What is blood work looking like? What is your weight, your BMI? All of these things, so you can say, oh my goodness, because it'll put realness to your goal. If it's health wise, like, here's where I am, here's where I should be. And then you can set the goals, like the steps you need to take to get there. That way you can monitor it, because being on a goal journey is about monitoring. It's not about setting a goal and just going for it. You have to monitor your progress. So if you're doing anything health wise, I encourage you to get a baseline so you can monitor if the things that you're doing are actually helping and not hurting. So look at your mental and emotional health. I kind of brought that up with the time management. Some of us are really strapped with time. Some of us are dealing with things that may have mental diagnosis and they may not, but you suffer from it. Like anxiety, depression, bipolar, which people laugh about and they say that people are crazy, but bipolar is a form of depression. Not that somebody's cuckoo, but whatever. That's another video too. But really be true to yourself. Like me, I have generalized anxiety from my chronic pain. It's like on a biological level. Even though mentally I don't feel like I'm stressed, it happens. But I know it happens if I overwork my body and my body is reacting to pain. So if you know that you suffer from anxiety, depression, or any other mood disorders, it takes you assessing it to see where you are. Do you already have too much on your plate? Do you need to eliminate something? Do you need to go to therapy? Do you need to talk about natural treatments or medical treatments? Do you need to pray, journal, whatever it is to decrease your stress or have maintenance of your mood disorders? You need to address that before adding more responsibilities on setting a goal. A lot of people stop their goals because it's just too much for them emotionally. Spiritually, which that kind of goes in with emotional, but how are you going to invest your spirituality into your goals? Because believe it or not, a lot of times that's what people take off their plate when they're overworked. So to me, spirituality is a connection to the spiritual realm, God, and yourself. You're a spiritual being. So you're this fleshly person that is doing things physically and you're reacting to things. However, you're a spiritual being inside this physical body. That's actually should be your first priority before anything else. So how are you going to schedule that with your goals? Self-care, me time. For some people, it's praying, it's journaling, is, creating affirmations in the present about you. Positive self-love. It can be yoga, anything. You need to make sure that you're assessing where you are right now with that, so you can put that on the agenda when you're creating your goal. And all of that falls on the number 2 of how does it fit in your life, because you're assessing your life holistically. And that's a lot of the things that we're addressing in the Crystal Clarity Society, how to be holistically healthy. Because when you're holistically healthy, you make better decisions about goals and the things that you need in your life, or what your life should look like and how you want to create it. So number one strategy is fully understanding your why for wanting the goal that you want to achieve. 2, how does it fit in your life? So I just gave you tips on how to assess your life in order to see how you're going to create the goals and the steps you need to take to create it, and if you're healthy enough to move forward to work on that goal. Number 3 is taking your big goals and breaking them down into smaller goals. Now, some people have a lot of goals. I'm not against you having a lot of goals. However, you can't work them all at the same time. Sometimes they coincide with each other. But I don't recommend someone creating like 10 big goals for their life and saying, I'm going to knock them out all at one time. Unless you see certain steps that coincide together, like if you do a step for this one and it helps with other three, yes, you can check that off. But if you have like different goals and they do not coordinate with each other, I do not encourage you to do them all at one time. So I'm going to give you a suggestion on what you can do in order to make your big goals into smaller goals so you can achieve them more effectively. My mouth is dry. I help people create a life blueprint. Some people call it life vision. I'm a life strategist. Sometimes I say life vision too. However, sometimes when you say vision, people get infatuated with the shiny object. Oh, my life vision, they kind of get away from reality. So I say a blueprint because it requires you to work out a strategy of how you're going to get there. So your big goals are your life goals. It could be 3 goals. It can be 20. Write them down, then prioritize them, right? But when you prioritize them, unless you have something urgent, like, and it's going to tell you, like, you need something done right now, make that your first goal. It's something that you have to have done in a short amount of time. And then list each goal after that in that order. So what can you get done right now? Big goal. And then align every goal after that. And that can be your blueprint. You can write this in a planner. I have a Creating Your Life planner that's on the Goddess of Manifestation store. You can get that link below. Purchase it. It is a printable that you can print out. Once you buy it and you save it on your computer, you can print out months and months and months ahead of this planner. You can write down that one goal for the month. I encourage people to have a planner because if you have a life blueprint, you write down all your goals that you want for your life. Then you pull that top one that you can do the quickest and then write down that goal for whatever month you start. Then take that goal and break it down into mini goals. Hint, hint, the strategy. You want to break down the steps. When you start to break it down, you realize what you need to do in order to get to the goal, and then you're accomplishing things. And then you can check off, you're like, oh my, I did something. And you check off another one, oh my, and next thing you know, you're checking and you achieved your goal versus you just saying, let me give an example. I need 2,000 in 30 days. And then you go hard trying to figure out what can you sell to get $2,000 in 30 days. And then like the 20th day come, you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know. You're infatuated on the $2,000. If you would have broke it down in small steps, you could have said like strategy, week 1. What do I have around my house that I no longer use? Sell it. You know the value, you put prices on it already. You might say, I'm going to do 500 this week. Sell it. You may achieve or go over your 500 goal or less, but you broke it down. Then it can be like week 2. Week 2, I know I do resumes. The new year is coming up. People are like looking for new careers or more paying jobs. I know I can do resumes. So you know what? This year I'm going to tell people, hey, I'm great at resumes. Probably their friends. You hook them up. You go online or you talk to people. Oh, they're telling you, I need to go get a new job. You're like, okay, really? I specialize in doing resumes. I charge $40 to update resumes and do cover pages and all that. You're good at it. And then you do it. You see how those little small goals, next thing you know, you got your $2,000 because you're achieving things. versus just saying you need $2,000. Now that was just an average, example. To me, it wasn't even the best example, but I just want you to get to see how you're breaking down little goals and you achieve it very quickly versus saying something like, I want to make $1.3 million in 90 minutes. And you don't even own a business. You don't even know where to begin. You never sold anything. You never even made $10 from somebody. And now all of a sudden you want to make $1.3 million in 90 minutes. It's probably not going to happen. That has to be broken down into smaller goals. So when you're creating your goals, write them down in the order, your life goals, because you want to look ahead. You want to see what you want for your entire life. You're creating your life. So yeah, write down the big goals, but take the one goal that you can achieve quickly and then put them in that order, and then take that top goal and break it down into smaller goals. Those are your strategy steps. And then you're telling yourself, okay, what can I do? Like I said, the 30 days, what can I do in 30 days? What can I do every week? And for some people, if you're a perfectionist like me, what can I do every day to move towards that? And then you check off when you've achieved whatever that goal was for the day or for the week. Because you feel accomplished, it increases your momentum. It increases your motivation to keep going. You can actually look back and you can measure how far you've come, because you can say, oh my God, in week 1, look what I did. Oh my goodness. In week 2, look what I did. Oh my goodness. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. See how that goes? And if you can get your momentum going, whether people are celebrating you or not, and you can see all the wins that you had, you want to keep going to see the end result. So, number 1, fully understand your why. Number 2, how does it fit into your life? And number 3, write your big goals into smaller goals to increase your momentum and your motivation. Now, number 4 is who's on your team. Contrary to what people think or say, you do not do anything in this life alone. Sometimes we get angry. Sometimes we're pushing and we say things like, I do everything on my own. I don't have nobody, because you be in your feelings. But at the end of the day, it's not true. If you're a person with a 9 to 5, you have a 9 to 5 because some corporation said they needed more employees and they have a budget. And then they reported to HR, who hires, and said, hire X amount of people. That person pulled your resume, they interviewed you and chose you. If they didn't choose you, you wouldn't have a job. You needed them to choose you. You might feel like you do everything on your, I'm a mom, so you might be like, I do everything on my own. If you work or have your own business, you need somebody to watch your kids. Because if they're not school age, they can't take care of themselves. They need to be tended to. If your daycare provider is not available, you have no one to watch your kids. It makes it a little bit harder to achieve your goals. You buy a home. You just don't say, I want a home, and then they build and you move in. It's a process. Some of you have to get a real estate agent. You need your underwriter, you need the broker, maybe you get the assistant. All of this, I'm saying this to say you do not do anything on your own. So that's a limiting belief. Or I wouldn't even say it's a limiting belief. Yeah, it's a limiting belief. I'm going to correct myself. Thank you for that, Spirit. It's a limiting belief to think that you do everything on your own. You need to be open to say, I am open to the people in this season, in this moment, or a lifetime that's going to help me get to where I need to go. So who's on your team? Write that down on a piece of paper or whatever, so you remember that. Now you need to make sure that you're not putting people in positions that they were never created, designed, or have the capacity to help you on the journey that you're going on. I say that because I see it all the time. People will say, oh, my family and friends will not support me, but they'll support somebody else. I need new friends. Or forget my family. The only person you can blame on that is yourself. Just because someone is your friend does not mean they're supposed to be your business partner, your employee, your client, or your customer. The same thing for your family. When you were born into your family, you were your mother's child. If you have aunts and uncles or cousins, whatever you are to them, that's all they're obligated to be. They're not obligated to hold your business up for you. You know what we usually call people that do that? Users. Think about it. If you're relying on your family to always buy your products all the time, you're asking them to give you might income. You might well just say, give me $500. Why start a business? If you want your family and your friends to always buy your products, always support you, always go to these events, help you sell things so you can get money, just say, give me the money. Do not hold it against them. If they get tired or they have priorities in their life and they choose to do what is a priority to them, and your dream is your dream, it's not theirs. Bless you if you have someone who does, because they're not obligated. Know people's positions. Your family and your friends are not always your staff and your customers. I just want to put that out there before you're getting rid of your village, who are really just to be there and say, hey, congratulations, I see what you're doing. Or they're just there to be your friends. They're not even supposed to be there to congratulate you. Some people are not going to agree with that. People congratulate you in a certain way. If they're still holding on and they're still in your personal life, helping you with personal things, now you want them to help you with your professional things too. Let them help you where they are and where they're assigned to do. With that being said, kill the limiting belief of no new friends or no networking. That's why my circle's small. I don't mess with nobody. That's why some of y'all have been working on dreams for years and you have nothing. Or you've been living in the same state forever because you keep saying that you don't want to bring somebody in that can help you. A stranger, you can meet a stranger today that can bless you on your journey that may or may not be your friend for a lifetime. Again, I'm going to bring Super Scent into this, the owner of Crayon Case. She met BB Judy like 3 years ago. They weren't lifetime friends. And people are like, oh, those are friend goals. They literally just met each other. But they had the same mindset. They had the same drive. They had the same tenacity. They had the same momentum. Their energies connected. And she even said when they gave away the toy drive, you just don't know that we don't see each other for a while. Are you okay with that? Some of you guys want people on your team. You guys see them all the time. That's why I said don't try to build your dream on other people. When you're building your team, build your team for what you need. Be open to meeting new people. The broker who helps you buy your house, you're not going to know them. You're not going to know them at all. And if you do, I mean, I'm all for hookups, because when I know people in my circle, I'll be quick to pick up the phone. Girl, you know X, Y, and Z? Help me with that. However, you don't always need that to get what you want. So, if you're losing weight, you might have to pick up a nutritionist. You might not never know them. You probably only need them for 3 months. You don't need them your whole life to help you lose weight. It could be you need somebody to help you with finances. It could be an accountant or somebody that helps you with a budget. For your business, it can be a business coach. Whoever you need on your team, be open to getting people who can help you on your specific journey. And these should not be people who are telling you what you're supposed to be doing. But they're there to help you for what you say you need, as well as give healthy, constructive criticism and love. If you're building a team of people that you want to say yes to you all the time, We got to kill that limiting belief too. Do not surround yourself with yes people. When you're building your team, yes, they're there for you, but you want them to have the same interests in your goal that you have, not necessarily them working it for you. But if they see that you're veering off a little bit, or they see that maybe she needs improvement, and they're able to give you constructive criticism and love, you should be able to be open to say, okay, I chose them to help me reach this goal. So I'm open to what they're saying, and we can come together. You got free will. You may listen to them or you may not, but you do not want somebody on your team that is saying yes, yes, yes to you all the time, because you could be going in the wrong direction, or you could be losing money, or whatever it may be, hurting yourself, and they're never going to say anything because they don't have your best interest at heart. So 4, who's on your team? Find people that you need for a season, a moment, or a lifetime. Know what position that they play, and don't put them in positions that they do not need to be in. And do not have a yes team. Have a we're rooting for you team. So no yes team, rooting for you team. So we have one more strategy. Strategy number 1, fully understand your why. Strategy number 2, how does it fit into your life? Strategy number 3, write your big goals and then create mini goals from your big goals. Strategy number 4, who's on your team? And strategy number 5, are you prepared for the days ahead? Again, we have some beliefs that sometimes are semi-true, and they may or may not help you. A lot of people say, do not worry about the future. You need to be in the present moment. I agree with that. But you still should be prepared for the days ahead. Why? Because if you did strategy number 2, how does it fit into your life? You've pretty much assessed your life. When you're preparing for the days ahead, you should pretty much know you, who you are, how you handle and react to situations and things when they come up when you least expect them. What is inside you to keep going or be flexible if you have to make changes? Because we can set goals and we might achieve them. They don't always work in the way that we want them to work, even though we get to the end result. You have obstacles, unexpected situations that come up that you have to address. Are you prepared for those? Are you prepared on how to react or move? Are you ready to jump? Are you ready to go around? Whatever you need to do for those obstacles, are you prepared for the days ahead? Like, for me, I'll use me for an example. I want to build a business for me that works for my life. I have a chronic pain condition. Sometimes I wake up not knowing what my pain levels will be, or I may be sick. I know that eventually I'm going to need a team. I know eventually that team is going to require a salary. I know eventually I'm going to have different systems and processes. What am I doing now? I'm setting those things in place because right now I'm a solopreneur. So even though I like to interact with people and talk and meet, some of my things have to be automated until I can have my team, but I know my end result is my team. So what do? I've already created and still working on policies for the positions I need to be hiring for. As the time comes, I'm learning the systems, making videos for the hiring process. So if I'm not available, they can, log in, look at the videos, read the policies, see what's in their job description, see what I need for them to do without me being there. If I hire an assistant or a business manager, whatever it be, my business will operate without me. If I'm sick, people can log in and they can schedule a time. I can put in there, block these days off. I don't feel well. People can schedule their times with me and I meet with them then. I need to know about my budgeting. So I'm looking into now, what do I want my budget to be like in the future? How would I work towards it? How will I be prepared if I'm sick and I lose money? Uh, Everybody, we're going to have another recession. That's just life. It's inflation, deflation, deflation. Have you thought about your personal life or your professional life? What if it's a recession? Things might go up in cost. Things might go down in value. Are you prepared for that? Will your life be sustainable? Will your business be sustainable if you have to decrease prices or change your target audience because you need to be with people who still have those funds even during recession, or whatever you may be? Those are things you need to prepare for ahead. Have you you know taken your debt? Have you looked at it? Are you prepared when you do have money coming in? Are you paying your debt down? So if something comes up and you don't have the money, do you have savings? Do you have a reserve? Have you got rid of a bill that you do not have to pay for so you still have a cushion? So you have to be prepared for the days ahead during achieving your goal and after achieving your goal. How are you going to be responsible with what you achieve in order to maintain it? Because a lot of us, we're not setting goals just to set it and then go back to the old life we had before. If that makes sense. And that's what happened when you do not prepare for the days ahead. You're either not prepared to react to things that you weren't expecting, things that come up, or you achieve the goal and then you don't know how to maintain it. And you're all the way back to before you achieve the goal. You might learn lessons, but then you're having to work at it again. You have to be prepared for the days ahead. So I have completed the 5 strategies that I know will help you achieve and crush your goals for 2019 and beyond. And I'm going to highlight those again. 1, fully understand your why. Why are you creating this goal? Are you making sure you're not building someone else's goal because you want to know it's coming from you because it gives value? Again, I suggest that you start with a goal setting journal, and I have those available for sale in the Goddess of Manifestation store for you to get started today. Number 2, how does it fit into your life? I encourage everybody to assess their present state of life and figure out the things you need to change or the things that are working so you can start putting and meshing in your goals and the things that you're going to do to achieve your goals and with the life that you have now. Number 3, write your life goals, your life blueprint. So write down all of your big goals in order. Make sure you have dates that you want to achieve them and ways to measure them. Then list it. First goal, the goal that you can achieve the quickest, and then put them in order from the quickest to the longest it'll take you. And then when you start to achieve those goals in order, break down that top goal into smaller goals so you'll have more momentum and you'll be able to measure and see how far you've come. Number 4, who's on your team? Knowing what position people play, who you need and do not need on your team, and act accordingly. And number 5, are you prepared for the days ahead? Be prepared for any different shifts and changes during your goal setting process, as well as how you're going to maintain keeping that goal or going even further in that achievement after you have arrived to the end of the goal. I hope that helps someone. Again, if you're coming to the end of the video, I am Jocelyn Williams. I just taught 5 strategies that you can use in 2019 and beyond to achieve your goals. I'm a self-love coach and a life strategist. I work with women, teaching them how to create the life that they truly desire by learning how to operate in the power of self-love and self-care. I am also the founder of the Crystal Clarity Society, my newest online community for like-minded women who are ready to learn how to live a holistic, healthy lifestyle. And we touch bases on some of the things in the second strategy on how does your life how healthy your life is in order to create the things that you want in your life. So like this video, leave a comment about what you plan on implementing in 2019. Share this video out, because I know that it will help someone in crushing their goals, since the new year will be in like a week and a half, I think. A week and a half. And it was a pleasure talking to you all, and you will see me on the next video. Bye. Oh, one more thing. Do not know how long I'm gonna keep this video, because this is some very good information. I do have a course called Mindset to Manifest, but this information I'm considering putting on the membership site. So that's why I said like, share. Watch this video as much as you can. Take notes. If you have any questions, leave comments below. Send me a message. I will answer. And that, my dear, is the end of my information that I wanted to share with you on this evening. Talk to everybody later. Bye.